You can do it. Catherine and I met a long time ago, 2016, 2017, 2016. And I've shared with you before that we sang together when we first met. I found out she was a musician. She said, I write songs. I said, sing me something. And she started to sing, and I started to do harmony. It's just kind of what I do. And then we were like, ooh, well, that was really cool. So we started to sing together a lot. She brought a bunch of her songs that she's written. This is an old standard that we've adapted a little bit. And originally, it felt a little Christian to me, and that's just not my flavor generally. But the deeper we got into it, we changed just a couple of words. It just speaks to being available to the presence that's here right now. And when we are struggling, we can ground in this presence. So listen kind of with that ear, because the talk that follows will relate back to this song a bit, so that they connect. And the capo.
Why can't we sing this song? We're practicing.
Oh, their intro. Bye-bye. Is her mic on?
No.
Oh.
Let's
take
she was
two.
going to remind me, and I was like, no, I'll remember. Take two.
We're all over 50, so we got to remind each other.
As the deer runs after waters, so my soul longs after you. You alone are my heart's desire, and I know I'm one with you. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I know I'm one with you. You're my friend and my heart's beloved, who can stir my soul to sing. I want you more than any other, so much more than anything. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone let my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I know I'm one with you. You're above any gold or silver, only you can satisfy. You alone are the real joy giver, and on this I can rely. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit
desire, and I know I'm one with you. You alone are my heart's desire, and I know I'm one with you. That chorus, you alone are my strength, my shield, you alone may my spirit yield, you alone are my heart's desire, and I know I'm one with you. I didn't like for a long time in my life the idea of yielding to spirit, surrendering, all those words that are letting go and trusting in the process, because I was a micromanager. I still say I'm a control enthusiast. I'm not a control freak, I'm a control enthusiast. And the more life goes on, the more I recognize I have no control over 99.9% of stuff. I can do things like turn on my mic, that's good, I have control on that. But lots of things, no control. So where do we go when we feel lost or scared or overwhelmed or confused or angry or frightened or all of those non-preferred experiences that we have as human beings? Run away. That's a good strategy. I like that. Running away, good strategy. How many people have tried that? Yep. Did it work? No. Get really angry. No. Become a what? Oh, you're the pinball in the pinball machine. Boingity, 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 boingity. So people are pushing your levers and throwing you all hither and yon. Yeah, definitely. And does any of that work? No, not a bit of it. It can feel satisfying maybe in the moment, just for a second. Even feeling crummy can feel satisfying in the moment. We can feel that sense of drama or overwhelm. Oh, my life is, we get to be dramatic. And that's okay too. That's okay too. Sometimes we just need to do that. And then take a breath. And then remember, let go of yesterday because it's gone. Let go tomorrow. I'm here right now. And as the other song said, because this moment is all I truly have. I bless this moment right here, right now, as it is. Crazy, confused, upsetting. This moment might be beautiful and shiny and gorgeous, and it might be all of the non-preferred things that we don't like to experience. But I bless this moment right here, right now, as it is, so that I can let it go and move on to the next moment, and the next moment, and then continue to have hope and joy that will allow something else to break through the carapace that we put around our heart, to protect ourselves, to not feel too much. I have an old dog. She's not, a month and a half ago, we thought she was done because she couldn't really walk very well. Her back legs were crossing when she'd get up, and then took her a while to get them uncrossed, and she kind of John Wayne down the front. She was like, I'm going to go down the ramp to go to the bathroom this morning. I'm going down sideways, but I'm going to get there. We think she maybe had a stroke. Actually, Catherine had the idea she might have had a stroke because she's regained some function. And I thought a month and a half ago, we're losing our dog. She's going to be gone. She's still here. Still eating, still pooping, still getting up off the floor, not always easily, but with help. She's an indomitable spirit, but she's in active decline. And we've all been with people in life that have been in active decline. And so there's this constant pre-grief that I'm carrying around in my heart. We've had this dog since she was, they think, 2, because we got her at the pound. And we think she's 16 right now. That's a long time for a dog. Our other dog, we think, was that old. And I carry around all the time this sense of pre-grief. I'm going to miss this dog so much. I can't even say it much. What is it about our pets that does that? I've never seen my husband weep as hard as when we lost our last dog. When his mom passed away, when his grandma passed away, we were sad. We were heartbroken. but I've never seen him weep like when we lost our dog. So this moment, even in the midst of pre-grief and joy, which can exist in exactly the same time, in the same heart, what do we turn to? What do I turn to? How do I ground? I go to the center of my being. Some people have spirit and they feel it here. Some people feel it here. Maybe you feel it in your left elbow. I don't know. But where do we find that place that we can take, just kind of ground our feet, take a breath, let it go, close our eyes, and find that quiet, still spot that even in the midst of chaos is always there, available, waiting for us. I'm here. You're my strength, my shield. To you may my spirit yield. Can I give over the worrying about yesterday, the concern of tomorrow, and just be here right now, in this moment? To you alone I turn. You, Spirit, which is not out there. I don't have to go look for it. It's always available right here, this close as my breath, as close as my heart. Can I remember to go there, to take a breath? And when I forget, can I have people around me that say, take a breath, just take a breath. I know you're scared, take a breath. No, go a little deeper, all the way down, let it go. 3 breaths is usually pretty good. I came across a quote this week. There's a beautiful series of books called the Mitford series. It's set in this fictional town called Mitford. I think it's South Carolina maybe, or North Carolina. I never can remember. And Father Tim is a pastor. And he's a bachelor pastor when we first meet him, and then he falls in love with the lady next door, and you get to meet all these townspeople in this very cute little town, kind of like ours. And it's a sweet, lovely series. Failings and humanity and love and joy. It's just beautiful. Books without a lot of, explosions or spy scenarios or anything like that. Check out the Mitford series. They'll warm and make you remember your humanity, to connect to that. So this quote was in the top of one of the chapters by a person named J.L. Borges. All that happens to us, including our humiliations, our misfortunes, our embarrassments, all is given to us as raw materials, as clay, so that we may shape our art. Our art is the way we live our life. I'm not talking about the art that you do with paint or poetry or the way you decorate your house, but the art of living. All that happens to us, including our humiliations, our misfortunes, our embarrassments, all is given to us as raw materials, as clay, so that we may shape our art. So everything that happens is part of who we are. It's part of the tapestry woven into our life. Each one of us having a unique tapestry, and sometimes there's stitches that got missed or slipped. If you had childhood trauma, there might be some part of the tapestry. But it's our art, and we're the weavers now. We're grown-ups. We get to weave the tapestry from now on. How do we want to weave? Who do we want to be? On our property, we've got a bunch of art installations that one of my property mates, Pete, has created. It's very fun to watch him explore. And it's mostly found objects found on the property, in the barn, in the shed, laying on the ground. He's just found all this detritus that somebody else would just say, that's just junk. That's just junk, throw it away. And he's created art pieces all over the property. Some he's painted. He's taken PVC pipe and made these giant sculptures that look like these giant creatures coming out of the earth. And again, what are the raw materials? He just found this stuff, and his eyes started to see something. a vision, a creation. I don't know what this pile of stuff is going to be, but I'm going to make something beautiful out of it. That's what we do with our life. I don't know what this pile of this stuff is going to be. I don't know, it looks like a pile of trash to me. I don't know. Make something out of it. Can I create something out of it? I was at a meeting yesterday at the field hall. I'm a drama teacher as well, and I didn't think I was going to do it. Moved up here 8 years ago. I had let go of my drama teacher life. I taught drama in elementary schools for almost 30 years. And I thought I'd let go of that part of my life. I'm a minister now, and I'm not going to do that anymore. And besides, there's no opportunities to do that here, blah, 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 right? Well, then the field hall gets a grant to provide arts in schools, and they're looking for dance teachers, drama teachers, music teachers, art teachers, because there is no more of that in public schools unless you find a grant and you find a way to do it. So in Port Angeles, the teachers can get these artists for free, and we get paid because of this grant. It's awesome. So, yes, yeah, right on is right. And a teacher in Joyce who is not eligible because it's a specific grant written for Port Angeles. We can't even go to swim right now, but maybe someday. This teacher in Joyce heard about the program and she's like, I want this for my kids. So she found money. And we're going to go to Joyce. My friend Karen and I, we're going to teach her third graders some drama class. So that's awesome. But we had all the artists there yesterday for a training and a kind of a connection piece, and we do classroom management and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I've done this for 30 years. I have to get up early 2 days in a row. But I went and I learned some cool stuff. But part of it was that the lady sitting next to me, I know her. I know she does a lot of stuff. She works at Studio Bob's. She's amazing. But she also teaches an art class with marine trash, stuff found on the beach. So she cleans it up, and she said the best part of my class is I come in and I dump this stuff all over the middle of the room. Just this piles and piles of trash. But it's all been cleaned, so it's not gross. And the kids are like, what are we going to do with that? And she starts to talk about how we can create art out of this junk, out of this found stuff. It's just trash. And then she gives them options, which is a great thing. You can create a 2D thing. You can create a 3D thing. You can create something that's flat. You can create something, whatever you want to create, whatever. It's going to be great. And then she picks the classrooms often have these things, like a bucket of names on sticks, so that if instead of calling on kids, you can just pull out a stick and say, okay, Bobby, you get to go first. And the kids are like, oh, because you get first dibs on what's in the pile. And so they can go in and pick out some stuff. And again, to everybody else, it just seems like trash. And they create the coolest things. This art out of stuff they found on the beach. And you can go on the internet and look at marine art, marine trash art. Stuff is out there, but there's also a bunch of other artists in the world. Will and I, my husband, went to a display in San Diego. Incredible. Big, huge pieces. There was this jellyfish that was like the size of this ceiling, and it had all these things hanging down, but it was all stuff that had been found on the beach. There was a huge fish that had been created out of flip-flops that had been found on beaches. Like they sort and they categorize and they clean all this stuff, and then they start to get a vision. So can we do that with our own life? Can we take the detritus and the stuff that we thought is garbage and instead start to look at it differently and piece it together differently and create something new that is beautiful? Our eye. It doesn't matter if anybody else likes it. It doesn't matter if anybody else thinks it's gorgeous. It matters to us. Crafting our life as it is now. My husband and I, actually, he does this more. I think it's a guy thing. I don't want to generalize, but I think it's a guy thing. He's like, oh, I used to be able to do that. It was just yesterday I was able to climb on the roof. It was just yesterday I could, jog around the property. And I'm like, well, was it just yesterday? You're almost 70. Wasn't it more like 30 years ago or 40 years ago? That was easy. But we don't have that in our brain, right? In our brain, we're still 16, right? How many? Hallelujah, yeah. Can I get an amen? Yeah. We're like, oh, look at me. I can, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I'm kind of tired now. So it's universal, but can we craft a life today with the energy levels we have today, with the abilities we have now? How can we live the best possible life? Even with limitations, even with new stuff that we have to deal with that we never had to think about before. I never had to think about what time am I going to take my afternoon nap today? Like, what time am I going to take my meds? How's that going to fit in with my day? Oh, do I have them in my purse? I don't know. Let's double check. We didn't have to think about that stuff until we do. And. That's the way we move forward. In improv classes, we say yes and, yes and, yes and. Not yeah, but. Yeah, but it's never going to work. Yeah, but I've tried it before. Yeah, but it's always been this way. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yes, this is what's happening. I don't want to ignore that. We spent too long in our New Thought spiritual centers trying to push away the darkness. I don't see that at all. It's there. You got to face it and incorporate it into our art. Stand up for a second there. Would her jacket be as beautiful without the black as an accent? No. If it was all beige and yellow, it would kind of just be okay. But with the black, with the darkness, there's balance and beauty and something gorgeous that gets created. Thank you. Good demonstration. So can we say, yes, this is happening. My dog is getting older and is going to die pretty soon. We're all getting older and we don't know when we're going to die, so we better make sure we got our ducks in a row. Don't just say, oh, I'll do that later. Later may not come. And can I live today, right now, this moment with you, with all of us? This moment, right here, right now, because that's all I've got. That's all we truly have. And in the moment when it feels overwhelming, ground our feet. Imagine the earth rising up to meet us with her beautiful energy. Take a deep breath in and take another sip and another, and then pretend you're blowing out a candle and blow out your air slowly. It's like you're blowing out the candle, but you don't want to quite blow it out. So you're blowing out slowly. We're going to do that 3 times. Breathe in. A little more, and let it go slow. One more time. A little more sip, a little more. Breathe out. Notice the tingly that happens in your body when you do that. Just doing that, taking that deep breath in, a little extra, letting it out slowly, neurologically resets your brain. It gives it a reset. Yesterday at the workshop, we learned a thing called, what was it called? Brain drumming? No, brain. I'll remember. It'll come to me in my brain. But it was a series of movements that they were suggesting that we do at the beginning of a lesson. And I almost did it today. Maybe I'll do it in November. I need to learn the movements. But they're simple movements. We can do them standing up. We can do them sitting in a chair. They do a lot of cross-body things, a lot of cross-body movements, waking up your body, waking up your skin. It's all about the brain stimulation and getting ready to learn, getting ready to hear some new information, to doing a reset so that we're breaking from what we were doing before to what we're doing now. And it doesn't take long. Even those 3 breaths and that slow exhale is a reset for the brain. So you're at the car dealership or you're at the car repair place and you're starting to get freaked out because you need a new transmission and how am I going to pay for it? And you're about to lose your in the middle of this car place. Stand and take a couple of breaths. Say, hold on just a second. I just hold on a second to the person behind the counter. Take a couple of breaths and then say, okay, now and then move forward. Move forward. We're hearing that a lot these days, right? We're just moving forward. Let go of yesterday. Let go of tomorrow. Here. Keep moving. Just keep swimming. Keep swimming. That's from Nemo Part 2. Just keep swimming. Dory, who had short-term memory loss. That's my dog these days. I'm walking over here now. Where was I going again? I can't remember. Oh, was I going this way? Oh, okay. I'm going this way now. No, I don't think I was going that way. I think I was going over here. I think I'll just lay down. Just keep swimming and connect to the power and the presence that is right here, available right now, without fail. For me, it's just remembering to be aware of it. It's always here because I'm made of it. You are made of it. So we can't be lost and found because we're it. So tune in, turn on. Don't drop out. Tune in, turn on, and remember, come back together with the one presence. You alone are my strength. Of the world, not the going on, not the yabba. You alone are my strength, my shield. You're my heart's desire, and I know I'm one with you. Take another breath. And I'm opening up the floor to questions, comments, and thoughts about this concept and this topic that we've been covering today. Yes?
I really enjoyed your talk. And it just reminded me, yes, I alone, oh, look at that.
The power, you've got the power.
I alone am my own authority. Oh, so, whoa.
Yeah, you got the power now. I think
Did
you made a big
anyone
mistake.
see the Aurora Borealis the other night? Wow.
Yeah.
And when I looked at that and I said, I am that. I created that. It was like another step up. And so if we're the authors of our own experience, one of the liberating things for me that occurred over the last few months is I don't really care who wins this upcoming election. It's all God. It's all me. And that was so freeing. I thought, well, half the people in the country I can congratulate, whoever they are. And the other half I can commiserate with, whoever they are.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's an ongoing show. So thank you, drama teacher. I love you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for your share. Somebody else, thoughts, comments, questions?
I just appreciate your practical messages and your laughter and just being here with us.
Thank you.
I can't thank you and Reverend Catherine enough for bringing your joy here to us. Thanks.
It is truly our pleasure. She comes all the way from Forks. She gets up extra early and comes all the way from Forks. Yep. Yeah, we may not be able to do that in January, February. We'll see. We'll see what's happening later. Yes, sir.
So
Nice to see you.
thank you. I'm really happy to see you. I appreciate everything you said today, and just something that I read recently. It's a very short quote by Byron Katie, which is just a paraphrase of what you said, the quote that you read. She said,
It'll come back.
if everything, nothing happens to us, it happens for us.
Yes. That little change of word makes a huge difference. I had a couple of friends. One friend would say, everything bad happens to me good. So everything that everybody else would say, oh, that's terrible, she'd go, yeah, but I'm waiting to see, because it's going to end up being for my good. I'm not sure how yet, but I'm waiting to see that, and everything bad happens to me good. I love that. And there was that movie about the Marigold Hotel with the women who traveled to India, and if you're not having a happy ending, it's because you're not at the end yet. Because in the middle of the story is always chaos. The middle of the story, the arc of any good story, is it starts off and everything's fine, and then stuff gets really messy in the middle. And then there's like the climactic moment where things are super messy, and then it, kind of works itself out. So we're just in the middle often of the story. We don't know. I say, I'm curious to see how this is going to be a cool story I can tell later about how it all worked out. Right now, I can't see that. But I'm going to have a great story for how this all worked out later to share with a sermon. So if we can stay in that space of curiosity happening for us instead of to us, stay in that space of curiosity. I'm curious. How is this going to work out for my good? I can't wait. It's going to be cool. I'm going to go, oh, now I know. But if I'm just like, oh, it's never going to work. Well, yeah, God says yes. Oh, okay. All right. That's the way you want it. Okay, great. I'm here to support you. Whatever you want, I'll just give it to you. That's what you're claiming. Great. There you go. Always says yes. What else?
I just wanted to let everybody know that I was feeling so much joy when I was driving here this morning. And I mean, I usually enjoy that drive because it's just so, so beautiful. The mountains, Crescent Lake, I mean, it's just gorgeous. But there was something different. It was like the idea of coming here and singing for y'all and, sharing. And of course, singing with Asha is always just a super blessing for me personally. But when you apply this idea, it can get you through some really tough stuff. I mean, the deer are just decimating my gardens. So I spent 2 or 3 summers fixing up my gardens, and then the deer decided, oh, those Johnny Jump Ups look yummy. So they didn't just eat the flowers, and they started to dig them up to get as much as they could. And of course, they've gotten into the hostas are gone, the hydrangeas are gone, the coral bells. One night, planted them, the next day they were gone. And I took pictures of all that. It's shocking just how much damage they do. So I was like, well, I'm going to put up a wooden fence around this little block here, this little square area and I mean, it's not little. It's probably about the size of this area here. And it was going to cost me thousands of dollars. And it was like, I don't have thousands of dollars. I don't even have hundreds of dollars, but I have time. So every day I'm out there working on this fence until I'm just about dead. That's why I'm stiff today. And each time I'm doing it, I have not once, no matter how much I've hurt, I've not once ever had that, gosh, why am I doing this? This is such a drag. I hate this. This is such a bummer. It just doesn't even enter my mind. It's like, well, I got 6 more boards I can do. I think I can do it. 6 more boards, because they have to be painted and put up and everything. So it's just that idea of always staying in that spirit of the next thing, doing the next thing and enjoying what you're doing in the moment. And then I take pictures of it and I send it to my friends and they're like, wow, that looks really good. So, if we stay in that, I don't even know what kind of space it is, but it's just this interesting space that I found of just like doing it in joy, It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if I never even finish it, but it looks good for what I've done, But it's hard work putting in a wooden fence and you've never done it before.
They say that I made you a bed
Well, we have some culling to do and forks.
So we've all got limitations. We've all got something. We've all got something that puts a cap on our energy level or our time or whatever. And the question is, what do we want to do with that limitation? Do we want to have that own us? As I've shared, I've been diagnosed with Parkinson's. I've got limitations that I didn't used to have. And all of us have something. All of us have something. And I looked more for a while. I looked at what I can't do versus what I can. And so I began to shift from what I can't do to what can I do. Can I do 10 more minutes? Can I just do 10 more minutes? Maybe I need to stop right now. but paying attention and asking the curious question, what can I do instead of what can't I do? What's possible instead of what's impossible? Just those little shifts. What is for me instead of to me? Little subtle consciousness shifts in languaging, thought, awareness makes all the difference. Thank you.